We've all been there, right? That little voice in your head that says, okay, after the holidays, on January 1st, that's when I'm really gonna get serious. We load up all this pressure on one single day to magically change our lives. But what if that's the very reason our resolutions so often fall apart? So let's really get into this. Why do we treat January 1st like it's the only starting line we get all year? Well, the answer, it turns out, has way less to do with the calendar and a whole lot more to do with our own psychology. You know the drill. We make these huge, ambitious plans. We're going to lose weight, save a ton of money, learn a new language, and that motivation, it feels so real, so powerful for like a few weeks. But then, life happens. And by February, that big bonfire of motivation has usually burned down to a flicker. It's a classic cycle, for sure, but it doesn't have to be your story. Okay, this quote right here gives us our first big clue. Researchers found that January 1st isn't special because there's some magic in the air. Nope, it's because it's what they call a temporal landmark, basically a distinct point in time that just feels like a new beginning. And here's the kicker, it's just one of many. And that leads us straight into this awesome psychological phenomenon called the fresh start effect. It's this idea that certain dates give our brains permission to just start over, to draw a line in the sand between the old you and the future you. So what exactly is a temporal landmark? Just think of it as any date that feels different from a normal, boring Tuesday. It could be the first day of the month, the day after a holiday weekend, your birthday, or even just plain old Monday. All of them count.
These days basically act like a psychological reset button. They let us mentally disconnect from all our past slip-ups. All those times we meant to go to the gym but didn't, or procrastinated on a project. We feel like we're opening a brand new chapter, and that makes us feel way more capable of actually succeeding this time. So here's the big aha moment. If these moments give us such a powerful surge of motivation, why in the world would we wait all year for January 1st to come around? The secret is that these opportunities for a fresh start aren't some rare once-a-year thing. They're happening all the time.
That's right. That incredible clean slate feeling isn't just for New Year's Day. You get that same psychological boost at the start of every single month, every single week, and right after holidays. These aren't just dates on a calendar. They are brand new starting lines for your goals waiting for you. And we've even got the data to prove it. Check this out. Researchers looked at Google searches for the word diet, and what they found was fascinating. There is a huge, totally predictable spike every single Monday. That is the fresh start effect in action, week after week. People wake up on Monday, feel that clean slate, and boom, their motivation goes through the roof. And when you actually look at the whole year, you see these fresh starts are scattered everywhere. You've got the first of the month, the day after a long weekend, your birthday, the start of a new semester. Each and every one is a temporal landmark, a new chance to harness that energy. Okay, so now we know when we're most motivated. But look, that's only half the battle, right? How do we actually turn that burst of fresh start energy into real lasting change? Motivation is awesome, but without a solid plan, it just fizzles out. And that's where the science comes in. Think of it like this. The fresh start effect is the spark. But if you want to build a roaring fire, you need a good structure. You need some firewood. That structure is a well-researched framework called goal setting theory. And it gives us the practical how-to guide for turning that motivation into actual achievement. This theory is basically a roadmap to success. It shows us that for our goals to actually work, they can't just be vague wishes floating around in our heads. They have to be specific enough to really focus our attention and our effort. And that's what leads to better performance and getting the results we want. So according to the folks who came up with this, a successful goal has 5 key ingredients. First, it needs clarity. It's got to be specific. It has to be a challenge, something that pushes you but is still possible. You need commitment. You have to actually want it. You need feedback so you know how you're doing. And you have to think about task complexity, breaking down big goals into smaller, manageable steps. Let's just focus on the most important one for a second, clarity. A vague goal like, I want to eat healthier, is almost useless. I mean, what does that even mean? You can't measure it? A good goal is super specific and measurable, like, I will eat 5 servings of vegetables every day this week. Now you know exactly what success looks like. There's no gray area. And this is just so important. Vague instructions like just do your best actually lead to worse performance. Like the research says, without a concrete target, We don't really know what we're aiming for. A specific goal gives you a clear finish line to run towards. And we're not talking about small changes here. The results of setting good goals are huge. Studies have shown that just by applying these principles, you can boost your performance and productivity by anywhere from 11 to 25%. That is a massive return on investment for just thinking about your goals in a smarter way. So let's bring it all home. We have these frequent psychological windows of opportunity, these fresh starts that give our motivation a major boost. And we have a scientifically proven game plan for channeling that motivation into real action. The question isn't if you can change any more. It's just, when are you going to start? Well, the answer is right in front of you. You don't have to wait months for January 1st to finally show up. Your next big chance to start fresh, armed with a better plan, is this coming Monday. It's literally just around the corner. So let's do a quick recap. Number 1, your calendar is jam-packed with these powerful fresh starts. Number 2, you can use these moments to tap into a real psychological advantage. Number 3, success isn't just about feeling motivated. It's about setting smart, clear goals. And finally, remember you've got the tools. This 5-part framework is proven to work, and it's ready for you to use. So the next starting line is just days away. The science is crystal clear on how to make the most of it. The only real question left is the one you see right now. What are you going to do with yours?